What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to talk about what's happening with Tesla spying the overall market and why there's some buyers who are defending the market right now as we're getting some good news. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. Deposit $100 and you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposits $2,000 and you're guaranteed 30, and the offer ends at the end of March. Anyways, as far as the market's going, I just want to say that Tesla saw a bit of a sell-off that we expected, right? We did see this thing sell off a bit after we got this Michigan consumer sentiments data. Very weak consumer sentiment reports, and the 5-year inflationary expectations are above expectations, showing that consumers are not confident about the economy, and simultaneously they are worried about higher inflation as time goes on. So keep that in mind. Despite that, we start off with this initial sell-off all the way down to 240, and I mentioned in my morning video, if we hold 240, Tesla should be looking for some kind of bounce, and that's what happened so far. So keep that in mind. That is what's helping this, at least to some extent. There's also some news coming out that Tesla is creating a cheaper version of their Model Y in the Shanghai Gigafactory to cut production costs by about 20 to 30%. That's part of why it's doing well. And then the overall market is still trying to bounce despite this. So why is the market bouncing? We do have some news that came out. There's good news right here about how Chuck Schumer, who is the Senate's minority leader, is saying that he would vote in favor of the Republican bill to fund the government and to avert a shutdown to help as many people as possible. He also mentioned that a shutdown is going to be the worst case and they're trying to avoid that. So that is a little bit good news. So as far as the market is going, I just want to make it very clear that the market is optimistic about what the Congress is doing so far. The Senate is still continuing to debate about this bill to fund the government and avoid a shutdown. If they don't get this done with by the end of the day today, it's not going to be a good catalyst, at least for the markets, if there is some kind of shutdown. But I believe they're going to get it done with. I have faith in them. Believe it or not, I still have some faith in our government. And I'm trying to say that I have faith that they will eventually get it done with, as they typically do. What typically happens is they just argue for days and days and days till the very last minutes, and then they eventually end up passing the bill, which President Trump is going to be signing. So hopefully that happens very soon. The market is optimistic approaching this, so far so good. Now, as far as Tesla goes, we have this yellow trend line right here, which is previous support acting as resistance. So this is Tesla's resistance. Then we had the support right over here as well. So right now, it looks like Tesla's doing this where we are making higher lows. So if you look at this rally, if you zoom out like this, you'll see that we're technically making higher lows, which is a good sign. But I need to see Tesla break 250 to really start pushing to get back up to that 262 area. So it's going to be a tough resistance. We'll see if we break that or not. For now, we're watching this trend line as resistance. If we get back above 250, I do expect a bigger move up. Otherwise, we're still technically just fighting at resistance right here. But we're somewhat in the green, which is a good sign. And as long as the market holds up, this could help Tesla to some extent. So for now, as long as Tesla does not lose 240, as long as we continue to make higher lows, we're looking pretty good. But I want to see us break 250 to turn even more bullish. Otherwise, we're still somewhat in the green and we're in a range right now. We need to break 250 to really turn bullish. Otherwise, Tesla is still holding up quite well. So give it some time. I think the market may try to push a little bit higher. This could help Tesla attempt to go even higher, but we need to break this resistance for confirmation. And then once that happens, we'll look for that 250 target. For SPY, we're looking a bit more bullish. So the good news is that we had a bullish divergence off the dip yesterday, and there are buyers who are trying to defend right now. What was bad was we got the Michigan consumer sentiment data, and this was weak. The market dipped a bit only to get bought back up. So we saw this small pullback to about 555. Then we got bought back up. And the market is optimistic involving the government's shutdown being avoided, the potential for that. There's also some talk about how there could be a ceasefire deal coming soon between Russia and Ukraine. So my target for SPY is like this. If we could hold above 560 for at least I would say a couple of hours, at least 2 hours, I anticipate that we could be pushing for 563. If we don't hold 560, if we lose that, that's going to be a bad sign. We could return back down towards 558 or below. So hold 560. I'm going to be looking for an attempt for 563. So watch and see if that ends up being the case. For the QQQ, I want to see us hold above this 477 area. If we could hold this, we're looking for an attempt for 480. If we don't hold that, we could turn back down to 475, we are looking a bit more bullish for now. The Russell looks like it wants to test 202.64. If we break that, we're looking for a bigger push. Temporarily, we're looking bullish as we made a higher low here. So far, so good. ES is at resistance at 56.16. If that breaks, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to about 56.30. So we could be pushing a bit higher. And then if that breaks, we're looking for 56.50 is the next potential resistance. If we turn back down and end up losing 5600, we could see a bigger decline. But for now, we do favor upside a bit more. For NQ, I want to see this hold 19,600. If that holds, I'm looking for an attempt to get back up to about 19,700. Then we could be pushing to the much higher 19,000s if that breaks. If we end up losing 19,450, we could turn back down. But for now, we are looking a bit more bullish. For Bitcoin, we're making higher lows. We're actually holding the support quite well. If we break 85,000, we're looking for a bigger pump back up towards this 85,500 area. And if we end up losing 82,400, we could be turning back down. For NQ, we're bullish. So is Nvidia. As long as we're above 120, I do favor this attempt for this imbalance fill around like 123.5 or above. As long as we don't lose 117, I think we're still looking quite good on Nvidia. We're looking bullish. Tesla's trying to push, but watch this resistance. If we break this, we're looking for 250 plus. Apple's looking quite good. I want to see this break past 212. If that breaks, we're looking for an attempt to get back up towards 215. And also, if we end up losing this like 210 area, we could turn back down. But I think this is favoring the upwards direction. So I want to see us break 212 on Apple to continue some kind of comeback. For a few more, we have AMD. We talked about this yesterday, how we have a potential inverse head and shoulders here. So as long as we don't lose like 99.27, I could be looking for an attempt for 101.5 for a small push. Coin dipped to fill the gap as predicted. Now it's trying to bounce. We need to hold 183.8. If that holds, we're looking for 187 as a target. For Amazon, I have 198.5 as our resistance. If we break that, we could try to fill our gap back up to 200. However, if we end up losing 194, I will be concerned. But for now, we are looking a bit resilient. So look for a test of 198.5. If that breaks, we push a bit more. Meta needs to hold 602. If that holds, we're looking for an attempt to get back up towards, I would say, around the 610s. If we end up losing 600, though, it's not going to be a good sign. So we'll see if we hold 600 and 602. Overall, it's doing a good job. Microsoft needs to hold 384.5. If that holds, we're looking for an attempt to go even higher, back up towards 388. And then for Google, not looking that good. I want to see it break 166. If we could do that, we're looking for an attempt to retest this imbalance around 168. But if we can't, and if we end up losing like 165, it's going to be a bad sign. So we're still kind of in the middle. So we have to give it some time. With that being said, looking at the VIX, I want to call this out real quick. The VIX is starting to dump, and then keep in mind that we have a gap down here that's going to get filled, which means the VIX will likely dip more, and then that suggests the market has more upside. Tesla's trying to break out. It's looking good, but there is tough resistance at this trend line. So watch this trend line as resistance, not to mention the 250 area. So we'll see how things end up going. Anyways, that is it for the video. I thank you all once again for listening. Please have a good rest of your day, and I'll be back with another upload very soon. Watch your levels very closely, and just note that as of right now, at the time I'm recording this video, the market's trying to make a comeback, and I do expect a bit more upside for now. Always remember things could change in the markets. So you want to be able to watch your levels and read the chart yourself if there is some kind of intraday change. But just know that for now, as of right now, the market's looking more bullish. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, guys, and peace out.